And we can just dance the night away until we get no more. I'll shake all the hurt away so you can feel and forget who you used to be. For just tonight, could you just dance the night away?
Okay, here we go. We're gonna try again. We're gonna see if we can get... Well, it's not trying again. We're gonna try the first time to try and kill all the extras first. Okay, I need you all to stay right here while I try to bait one over. Oh, I didn't try very hard, did I? I figured these three would be together, but... There we go. Alright. Alright, and no one died. Look at that! Isn't that great? Okay. Oh, I see. I don't know if I'll be able to get it over here. I feel like this is a huge group together. Okay. Come on. We'll move back. Come on, move back here. We might be able to bait it over here and then we won't have to worry about it. If we can deal with him and not his minions, that would be lovely. Okay, that was easier than I thought it was going to be by like a lot. Okay, I thought it was going to be a lot harder. Because we're at the level here. You made me that look easy. Maybe there's something to this whole hunting business after all. Nah, well, I'll take it from here. Make yourself scarce before someone starts to suspect. I think it'd be really funny if they're like 100% know that Jerry's out here. He's not. His name's not Jerry, but I'm gonna call him Jerry. Jerry's out here like shirking his duties. Be like, we know he didn't kill it. We just was glad he found some adventurers so he didn't die. Also, it could just be a trial of, Oh, look, we got some iron drakes here. Ooh! Can we get the iron drakes to drop what I want here? They are a little tankier. They are a little tankier. You wanna come over here and fight with us, my boy? They have the weirdest, grossest mouth ever. Are you gonna drop me some iron skin for me? No, he just dropped me money. Damn. And like I said, I don't know if I have to do it in a specific region. I don't think the thing had said so. There's a lot more out here of the enemies and stuff. I wonder if there's more... Is this the end of the lake? Yeah, it's in the lake. Is it? Yeah, okay, so there's no walk path. Okay, because I had to turn the water, like, to turn my character's camera down in order to see because the water is kind of murky. Not a complaint, it's just a thing I noticed. I like these little flowers. I want those in Guild Wars 2. I want Guild Wars 2 to give me, for homestead stuff, those like water flowers and the ability to place water. Or like to make pools or ponds or lakes and stuff. Something. That is a lot of them. Jesus. That's a lot. There's also a hut out here. This hut's cool looking. A flamingo. But that hat's cool. I don't know what to do it. I still like the fact that it's definitely a nest of them. of the slates and stuff, and that's 100% how they would be. Like, they are a pain in the butt. I actually like I could walk out in here on this terrain. Look at all the... Sorry, I'm kind of wandering around, seeing what I can see. The sights, the smells, the threats of death at every turn. Why do you have to fight it? We were literally just trying to peruse it. Oh, it's okay, I suppose. Okay, let's go here. Let's go stand in this. Did that thing get back up? Oh no, the other group joined us because they wandered too far. Go figure. It's alright. Alright. I don't know where we'll respawn at. Oh, there's an iron drake in there. Cool. Okay. Yeah, we're back here. Okay. I wanted to explore the thing, but he ran into it. He bumped. What's going on? I can't move. There we go. I kept bumping into the side of it. I guess there's like a little bit of a bump there. That or there's lag and I just didn't know about it. Which is possible since we just respawned. Yeah, I wanted to skip past, but I think it was Cause that ran off into it. I would push him out, but he's actually a really strong ally right now, so I'll just deal with it. Yeah, because that group there fused with the other group. Dustblade Scythe. Ooh, I want that. Assuming it's better. It is. Sorry, I started looking at the thing and I wasn't paying attention to where I was going. Young child? Why are there children out in the boonies? What the heck? There's a village out in the wilderness. Y'all crazy. Y'all absolutely crazy. There's a lot of people here. I also did see a mission over here, so we are going over there slowly to surely. But I am just trying to take in how many NPCs here. There are a ton. Hey, man. Okay, so this is another difficult one. So we'll leave it be. We'll come back to those when we're level 20. You know the weird part is in Guild Wars 2, I'm pretty sure I found this village, but it's bigger by this point. They're loose on camera. I can't have run around now willy-nilly. I get results. It's not my fault that sometimes only way to deal with bad situations is use a little force. One more mistake and you're out. I'll have your spear and shield. Oh. So you're getting mad at him because he started using, like, cannons to fight enemies? Sorry, just wanted to see what this person had to say. Alright. Ah, so there's another way into here. Okay, so let's go... So they've cut through. It's bothering their village. Which explains... the more clamored over here. Okay, sorry. We're gonna see if we can flip around this way so that we're not touching things. As I said, I'm just exploring. I don't want to actually too much fight with things. I would like to fight things for XP, but I'm also not that concerned about it. It makes sense. Also, these waters are super shallow. So shallow that I can walk in. I don't know how these boats are floating in them. I mean, they seem like they're like flat bottoms or something like that, but I also feel like they kind of like aren't. Like that one kind of seems like it's sticking out a little bit, or sticking a little low, don't you think? Kind of looks like they're buried in the mud instead of like floating on the water. Okay, so I'm looking around. I like these like dock cities. These are pretty good, pretty cool looking. I'm pretty sure that these buildings right here, that there's at least one that looks like that in Guild Wars 2, but I can't remember. Like it has the leaning sides to it, but I don't know. I could be misremembering for sure, and I could also just be mixing up games too. So I'm gonna just assume that I'm delusional. This is Cutthroat Land. Might be able to take them, but if I could slip past, I prefer that. Simply for the sake of being able to explore a region. Now I'm hitting so good. I need to... Dude, what's your excuse? You should be ashamed of yourself. Alright, can you get him up, monk? There we go. It's like, what? Are you gonna get him up? And then I was like waiting and waiting and waiting, and then she finally did it. I think maybe she was cool doing a cooldown. Trapped voice? That's creepy. Are they ghosts? I mean, they probably look like ghosts. No, they're jars. Creepy. Really, man? Really? I bet you anything his weapons are just... I don't know. Because maybe his weapons are lower? This is definitely another mission. I'm okay with that, though. That's cool. But this scythe is hitting freaking hard. Oh my gosh. Suspicious hermit. Back off. You're invading my personal space. Leave me alone. I'm at a magic place. Yes. Father, yeah. Why are you gonna listen to me? Just want to be alone. Okay. You should know that any gamer that you tried to, you know, play the, oh, I need my personal space, everyone's just like, I'm in your space at all times. Okay. My thing is, can I get down here relatively easily enough? Because at that point, I think I've got this area explored. I just need to get down there without attracting 30,000 blights on my tail. Let's just deal with these ones. I think we'll just take on this side first. If you get one of us up, we can do some damage on it. Oh, you got me up. Okay, cool. There we go. Okay, cool. I like how the monk is like, okay, why don't I get the other person up? You gonna get him up? There we go. Thanks, monk. I kind of have to back off a little bit. I think sometimes when I'm standing on top of the corpse, they are still in attack mode or they just don't notice this corpse there. Either way, it is what is the matter. There is an enemy. Okay. Alright. I think I'm trying to see if we've went through. I think we've went through that way. I think I need to curl back a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna get killed because they couldn't mine. The NPCs had to bait a bunch more to one location. Yeah, it's okay though. I wanted to get further over here into the grass to see if we can get more on the map unlocked, just so I could see it better. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and head back this way. Well, I don't know. Is there more right here? Or is that just there, you know? I feel like there's no other route on this side. Leading over that way. So I think this area is just part of the city area. Alright, we're gonna go back to the desert here and see if we can. I'm still trying to get that drop. I'm trying to see if it'll like drop. So I'm like wondering if it has to be in this area. Because it says it's an instant quest, so it doesn't really give me much information on specifically where I get them. But there are some fanged ones here. I can't remember where I got the leafed ones from last time. This is the map I thought I was in last time. The field over here is what I was thinking of, but I was one map away. That's why I'm so confused. It's okay. Those sun spears are just walking past? Assholes. I need your help. You're not gonna help me? Disrespectful. I'd help you. What a horrible patrol. They're just like turning their blind eye to it like, I saw nothing. Totally see nothing. Walk faster, Jerry. Just like tries to push his friend away, but aren't we supposed to be patrolling? No. We're supposed to clock out in like 5 minutes. We have no time. No time for that. Sorry. I giggled because I remember my retail days and I'm sitting here like, that used to be a thing. There were customers. Okay. I've been guilty of this, but I've also known other people that were guilty of this too. So it's a very common retail thing. Sometimes during like holidays, like Thanksgiving or Christmas, where it's really crazy, or Black Friday, you would see a customer that needs help, but you didn't want to be the one to go up and ask them because you had 5 minutes left on your shift and you had to finish what you were doing first so that you could wrap up and get out, right? Save yourself some trouble. Normally, what me and the others would do is that we would find someone who's just got on duty and said, hey, can you go help that customer right now? I gotta clock out in 5 minutes. I don't have time to really be helping. You know, we'd be discreet about it. Because the idea behind it is we didn't want to leave our customer behind, like, without help, but also we didn't want to have to stay behind an extra 30 minutes trying to find XYZ, right? So it feels bad because it feels like that where I was just making a joke about the guard leaving us. It's like a like the whole it's not my problem, I got 5 minutes left kind of thing. I've also had customers who have walked up to me and asked me for help, and I've said, yeah, I am. Go ask that employee right there for help right now because he's the one who's clocked freshly in. I gotta go in 5 minutes, or I'm off my clock soon. That kind of thing. And they refuse to be cooperative like that. Oh, it's so annoying. Because they're like, no, I asked you for help. It's like, we are all the same. We're in the toy department. It's not rocket science. I'm not some expert in anything. It's retail. Oh, the amount of times I get mad. Here's the thing. The customers that would do that to me, a lot of women would walk up to me and be like, hey, can you help me with this? And I'd be like, well, I have 5 minutes left of my shift. But here, my friend here, my other coworker was saying here, is clocked freshly in. They can help you find whatever it is. Because, you know, if they can't find it, then my coworker will yell at me and be like, hey, I can't find this thing, you know. Whatever the case may be. But normally it didn't require that. Because it's not like anything crazy. Anyways, but it was always men. For whatever reason, it was old men. And not just like grandparent age, right? Not like that. Like 40s, 50-year-old men. Men who could be my father, right? But not my grandparent. Because the grandparents, the elderly people, were always so sweet for the most part. And the ones that weren't, we all knew were bitter. And we all knew them by name. Because they were the town assholes, right? But, like, the ones that, like, they were always, like, men that were, like, my dad's age. And they wanted and demanded my attention right then and there. It was the creepiest thing I think I've ever experienced in a job, right? Because here's the thing. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a power trip. Maybe it's I'm the older, superior one, that kind of thing. Or maybe it went into their ego or something. But it almost felt like they took I gotta get off shift in like 5 minutes as an assault or as me making a comment about them or their age, or making a comment about them, or having personal beef with them for no reason. I did not get it. I still don't get it. I mean, I have theories that it's a sexist thing, but I don't have proof. And like, you never know. Someone may have just been in a really shitty day that day. And I'd hate to think badly of somebody without having proof of it. But I swear, I've had more like men that could be my dad age. And here's the thing, my dad would never talk to me the way some of these men would at retail, obviously. But they're like my dad's age, and they just talk bad and rude to you. And it's like, why are you talking to me like this? Like, I am not your kid, your wife. Why are you talking to me like I'm stupid? Like, I have to go. I had to clock out. I had one guy get in my face one time because I literally was at the clock out machine, or I was literally walking to the clock out machine. I had literally stood in the back room doors, like I was opening them into the back, and he started calling after me. And my coworker, who was a man, started coming over and says, "Hey, what can I help you with?" And he goes, I don't want to talk to you. And he started trying to talk to me. And I was like, I'm clocking out. My shift's over. And I'm like, if you're looking for anything with if you're looking for like stuff in the, because he was like in the computer aisle or the tech aisle. I'm like, if you need anything in the tech aisle, so and so can help you. He's really good. He knows what he's talking about. He goes, I needed a toy for my kid for his birthday because it wasn't any like special holiday. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm like, he's right there by toys. He can help you out. And the other coworker's like, yeah, I can help you. What kind of toys are you looking for? Cars? What, like he was completely happy to help out. It wasn't even like a inconvenient thing. And the man goes, no, I want her to do it. I want you to do it specifically. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, why me specifically? I don't get it. He goes, I have been following you to the store and calling out for help the whole time. And I was like, no, you didn't. And maybe he did. I didn't hear him at all. I didn't hear him at all, so I don't buy it. And I think one of the coworker in my mind backed me up and said, I watched him follow you, but I didn't hear him say anything to you. He just kind of walked after me. I don't know. But he did it with a few other customers too, coworkers too. So this guy had got a reputation for it. And he didn't do it just to women. He did it to men too. So he did it to anyone that was in his vicinity or anyone he saw working in a specific category for a long time. Because he thought that if he saw one worker in a specific area for a long enough time, they clearly were the expert of that area, and he'd follow them into that when he needed that specific thing. And so I was working the toy department a lot, but that was because I could put the toys away quickly, and I knew where everything was without having to stop what I was doing, and I was able to get through pallets of it pretty quickly. It wasn't a hard department, but during certain holidays like Christmas and Black Friday and things where people be buying gifts for their kids, that was a lot of work. It was a lot of pallets. It was a lot of big stuff. Little stuff was, they'd only buy a few little stuff, but they'd put me over there quite a lot when they needed some pushing to get it done, because I knew how to do it by aisle and get it going, and I'd done it enough times, So it wasn't like a malicious thing. But he saw me over there in the toy department and felt that I was the toy associate, and tried to argue that, along with arguing about two other employees about them being the employees for those areas. And they're like, no, they're associates. They're stalkers specifically. And they stalk anywhere and everywhere we demand. And he goes, that one, pointing to me at the time, because I had my back to it at the time. This was a different incident from the door incident. And I had my back to him. I pretended I wasn't listening, but everyone could, in an earshot, could hear him. And I could see the side looks that my coworkers were giving me, who were also beside me stalking. We had this look of, oh, he's getting it now. He's getting the riot act, But anyways, we kept working, and I pretended not here because it's none of my business, really. I can snicker and giggle about it later in the break room, but I didn't need to be rubbing in the customer's face. It's not very nice, So he was talking about that, and he goes, yeah, he goes, her? Yeah, she goes to every department in the store. He's like, she's been in almost every one of them at least once. And he goes, huh? He goes, yeah, she's a night shift member, and she knows how to stalk any and every department that we have. And he goes, and that guy, and he points to the guy in the electronics guy that was working beside. He was putting signage up, so he was doing his own thing. So we were in the middle of I was doing craft stuff, and he was in the, because they had crafts right in front of electronics, and then toys was to the left of it, kind of thing. Anyways, so as we're talking about it, he goes, yeah, this guy here, he's new, but he's worked a few different departments. He's like, these are stalkers. They are put in anywhere we need them. He goes, yes, some of them stay in certain locations, especially like the elderly or the handicapped, because they do better in those locations because it's easier on their bodies or easier on them, or they're really, really freaking good at it. Because there's certain people that would go to makeup 90% of the time because they were fast and they knew what they were doing. You know, that kind of thing, right? But it was not something that I was trying to decide if I could find another enemy to kill. But it was not a set in stone thing, right? They would shift and mess with people they had on shift. They would work with what they had. Anyways, so this guy followed me into the thing and tried to get me to help him because he had this complex going on. And I said, I have to clock out now. If I don't clock out now, I'm going to get in trouble because I'd gotten told the day before that I can't clock out a few extra minutes later because I was trying to even it out by clocking in 5 minutes. I was clocking like 5 minutes late and 5 minutes early, or not 5 minutes late, 5 minutes late, and then I would wait. Okay, I'd clock out 5 minutes late from the end of my shift, and then the next morning I would clock in 5 minutes later instead of earlier, so that I would cut that 5 minutes out. But by doing that, the machine was flagging me as being absent because I was being, or like tardy, because I was clocking in 5 minutes from what my shift was supposed to be beginning. And that's what we were doing before, but they started getting very particular about it because they were trying to rely upon the numbers of the thing. They found out real quick that that thing's just not good enough to do that because I was like, oh, you know, so because when the employees stopped trying to cut their time so that the company wasn't having to pay like 5 minutes overtime, then the company went back to the old way of being like, okay, well, just, you know, let us know that you're doing that so we can keep track of it, you know, because they can go and override it. So yeah, they were upset with us for correcting our timestamps because, like I said, I didn't mind helping another customer and being whatnot, but if I did that, I had to cut into my the day before and clock in later so that I didn't make the company pay extra for me just staying behind to help one more customer. So I couldn't do that this time because they got on to me. It wasn't a actual like, oh, you're gonna get a write up. It's a please clock out on time. You save us some trouble, you know, that kind of thing. It wasn't really a troubling thing. But I didn't want to disappoint my bosses. I didn't want to upset them. I didn't want to give them one extra bull crap to have to deal with. So I was like, I gotta go, man. I can't help you. And he tried to complain about the boss, which I was complaint number 2 from the same customer. And then the interaction with me stocking shelves and the other coworker who from electronics sitting there with signage and us hearing the customer get yelled out by the boss. Well, not yelled out, but chewed out by the manager. That was the third time he complained about an employee. And that employee he made cry. It was an older woman. And if I can remember correctly, she either was on break, or she was either on break, off the clock, talking to her friends, because some of the older workers would do that. They'd come in and talk to their friends and then, you know, be on their way, or she was. Sorry, I'm gonna break this one here. Oh, I don't have room. Thought I had some room. I think we'll just throw that away. We've already got our own a better scythe. Anyways, but I think she was off the clock talking to her coworkers, but he recognized her and thought that she was one of the employees. She was not. Well, she was employed, but she wasn't like on the clock. And she was talking to her coworker, and she was coming in talking about this and her grandbabies. Like I said, the older cashiers and older workers would go in and talk to the coworkers because that's part of their daily routine. Those are their friends as much as those are coworkers, right? And he blew up in her face and made her cry. And my boss was like, "That's strike number 3," because he was paying attention to him. Because when I told him what happened, you know, when he approached me about it and said, "Hey, this customer complained," and I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Explain to me what happened." And I told my side, and he goes, "That's about right with what the first guy that he got onto him for." So, you know, what do you? I don't understand. Free? What? Sorry, caps lock. I'm very confused. Why? Okay. Anyways, we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, so she I'm clearing out my storage. Okay. Can I hold up? I want to see if I can change mine. Okay, well, it's whatever. Okay. Oh. I don't even know if I have room. So give me a second. I'm like in the same situation. Yeah. Okay. Oh god. There we go. Okay. Sorry. That wasn't planned. I don't know what spawned that, but I was like, I've been turning down gifts, but I decided I'll just take the gift because so it's something. I don't remember if I can. Okay, I can't wear this. How's my scythe skills? They're not yet there. Requires level 12 scythe. I probably could just take all of these out. Well, at least on Earth. And put them into my scythe for now. Okay, it's close enough. We'll do it like that. It'll be fine. Keep it in my inventory anyways. But yeah, so he got a report and if certain customers were constantly being a problem, they were oftentimes like, like it became very, very obvious that it was a problem, and they would get approached. And like I said, you knew you were in trouble if if an employee walked up to you or one of the bosses and said, straighten up and behave. He specifically told them that was the last straw, and that if he made one more employee uncomfortable, cried, or upset, he was getting banned from the store because it was a problem. He's like, it's harassment at this point. You harassed two people already that have complained, and he goes, when one of them didn't complain, but we went and asked her, and then that kind of situation escalated. So yeah, like I said, it's one of those things that ends up happening sometimes. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. I'll see you next time. Bye.
And we can just dance the night away until we get no more. I'll shake all the hurt away so you can